everybody, Namo here. It is Thursday. My parents are on their way over here to help me with the built-in. I am in Tashel's closet right now. She cleaned it out pretty well so that we can get to that outlet that I was talking about. That one right there. But inspecting it, I found more stupidity. So let's see what they did. Alright, so first off the bat, they've caulked the entire thing. So now, caulk, of course, is non-conductive, so there's really no exposed wires, no hazard of this thing catching a spark and lighting up this really dry plywood. But if you notice, it's an orange cable. Conduit is normally white, kind of a cream, almost gray or yellow, not orange. If we follow it around this corner here, we find another outlet with an extension cord plugged into it. Yeah, that's what powers the plug. It's an extension cord plugged into an outlet. Alright, so the plan for today, because that's had the first sanding. It's smooth to the touch. The bottom of that shelf has not, neither has that entire cavity. So my parents are bringing over a electric sander because this wore me out and took an hour to do. That shouldn't take as long, but with an electric sander, it definitely shouldn't take as long. This shelf is nailed into from the top down into these struts and then nailed in from the back, but trying to figure out if we could remove it and cut it in half because this shelf is way too deep. We don't need a shelf that deep. So that's something I will talk with my parents about doing when they get here. For right now, waiting on them to get here, and it's just kind of what we will do. Alright, so kids have gone to bed, my parents have already left. We've got the box for the platform, the base. My dad built that. The whole piece that goes over top of it, we laid it in there. He had cut it completely square, and surprise, surprise, this thing is not square. So we need about 1/2 inch, I think, shaved off of that corner up to this edge. And then it needs to be picked up and moved over to that piece and tacked in so that it fits there. Because it really shifts like 1/2 inch in the corner. So they've taken that back home to do the recuts. So far we've got wood filler in all the little nail holes and scratch marks and just a good skim coat, and laid it pretty thick so that we can sand it all smooth. We got to get a small piece of like dowel rod or something just to shove in that hole, wood glue it, let it dry, put filler on it, and that way we can, sand it and it'll be nice and smooth and whatever. So got a plan for that. I've already disconnected it from the other outlet. Got a plan for that. I think I have more Romex in the garage, but I might just daisy chain off of the existing outlet that it's plugged into and actually hardwire an outlet instead of it being, an extension cord plugged in. So we also took a hammer just to see how easy or hard it would be to pull this up and out. And just a couple whacks and started coming up right there. There's still nails in the back that come through the back into that. So I could hammer it up and out of here all I want. It ain't coming out in the back. And I don't really have a hooked pry bar to get in there behind the nail heads and pull them out. So my dad's going to be bringing his Saturday. If I can't go ahead and get this thing removed tomorrow, because tomorrow night I need to take their electric sander and go over all of this. The plan is not to sand the shelf until it's removed, because we got to cut it down. And once we cut it down, we got to make sure we put the right piece back, because we might cut it down and we're still going to have to use this back piece because it's already, fit to this built-in. This front piece wouldn't be, so that's probably going to get scrapped. But I'm going to take off those railings because we have, wrong thing, these little plugs that we used, there it is, for these shelves. We just drill a couple holes, that way we can adjust it up and down. That's what we'll be doing here. We'll drill a few holes in the sides, probably some along the back for support. Whenever this does get cut, I've got extra wood downstairs that I can run just one beam down the middle so it doesn't bow with weight. And that's probably how we're going to keep it in there. That way we can raise it and lower it depending on our needs for the shelf. So I'm going to try my best to remove this the best I can without damaging the back piece that's nailed in, or the plywood itself that it's nailed through. So I got to remove that and then sand all that. And that is tomorrow, and tomorrow is supposed to be our D&D day. I'm not really prepared for it, and I have homework, so it's just going to have to be postponed. Well, it's Friday night. It's about 6:30. I probably won't be doing much tonight. So Luke came home from school to find Leo in a coma. We rushed home, grabbed him, rushed to a vet, and he was too far gone. So we opted to put him down. The worst of this is that Luke was the only one who was home. Usually his sister comes home with him, but she was on a field trip. And she won't be back in town until 11. We've yet to tell her because we didn't want her to be upset during her field trip. So we'll be having to break the news to her tonight when we pick her up later. So I was supposed to try and pull the shelf out of the built-in and do some sanding tonight. There's still a possibility I might, but at this point in time, I doubt it. This kind of stuff puts everything else on hold. So we have him in a safe place right now because it's a little too dark to bury him, and because not everybody's home, not everybody would have gotten to say their last goodbyes. So that is what we will be doing in the morning. So that's my update for tonight. Parents are still supposed to come tomorrow to work on the built-in, and we've got other things going on tomorrow. Life still goes on, but it's a little difficult at the moment. Well, as I said, life goes on, and I was just sitting on the couch, and I had to stay busy. So I've been beating this shelf, trying to get it removed. So let me show you real quick what I did, because at the moment I have no hearing, because this thing is very resonant. Every single hit just everything went away. Just completely deaf in this ear. But yeah. Alright, so I've been taking this 2x4 and bracing it and then beating the crap out of the bottom so I wasn't destroying the shelf. As you can see, there is a nail there, there, and right in there. Now, I'm not going to be able to show you the nails that are in the back of it, but there's nails, like I've said, through this plywood into that. So right now I'm going to remove these and just try and wiggle the shelf up and down to try and get enough of a gap to try and get something and just pry it back and get it off the nails. Alright, so the shelf is out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 nails that I got to drive through in there. All these I got to drive through and remove from the top and the bottom there. And then just sand that part, and the top. We will get this cut however we are going to cut it, and then sand it and paint it separately. So, what a night. So last night I was able to get the shelf completely removed, all the nails pulled out, got the plywood above the shelf sanded. I got all that scratch coated with the wood filler, every single hole, dent, scratch, everything I could find. Filled it so that today we can sand it down and start with the primer. And that was my homework for last night, and that's what I did. Got it done. I wish it had taken me a little bit longer because the rest of the night was just kind of sitting around trying to watch videos and stuff to keep my mind off things. And this morning, though, I'm out here under the willow tree digging the grave. It's pretty cold. I wanted to give you an update, and I'm gonna finish up now. Goodbye, little buddy. So yesterday got pretty busy. A lot got done. Nothing got recorded. Other than what you just saw. Right after we buried him, my parents came over to help me with the built-in. The kid's mom and, my ex-wife and her husband came over to help Shell with her truck because the radiator exploded. She bought a new radiator. They got it put in. Everything's working fine now, so that's good. She's got a vehicle back. She was riding with me. I was dropping her off at work and bringing her home for the last week or so. But that's up and running. We got a lot done with the built-in. Let's see, we put a bunch of wood filler on the nail holes and all the dents and scratches that were in it just to get it smooth. We got all that sanded. After we got it sanded, we put the primer on it. We even cut the trim to length that goes into the corners of the built-in, the left and right back corners. I got the electric out of that box, the one that was just, an extension cord. I got it punched out. The issue is I put that remodel box in it, and we had electricians come in last year and upgrade the breaker box from a 110 to a 220. That way we could have everything on its own breaker because everything was double tied. It's not good. It's not a good thing. But they left a lot of extra Romex, so I thought I had enough, but apparently I threw it all away. So I gotta go buy me some Romex because I don't have any electrical cord to hook up the new outlet, which is fine because I also forgot to grab the outlet tester from work, which is what I need to be able to, flip the breakers and make sure that the power goes off in the right spot. So I got to get some Romex. That way I can hook into that outlet, make it a junction box, just get rid of that outlet it was plugged into, the extension cord was plugged into. Get rid of that completely. We don't need that outlet. Just make it a junction box and hook up the new outlet that I just installed. With the shelf, I cut in this rounded edge square opening. This way, because all my transformers were just right here in this front. Originally, we were just going to cut the shelf down in half so that everything could fit on there so it wasn't so deep. My wife had suggested cutting a circle in so that we could display the figures, in a circle. That way there's more room. We drew out the circle, and honestly, it was just rounded like this. There was going to be big chunks here in the corner. It just looked terrible. So we drew up the square, and we liked it, and I didn't want jagged edges, so I rounded everything off. This being plywood and having such sharp turns, here on this joint and on the insides, we can't get this 3/4 trim that is flexible enough to wrap around all of them without it looking bad. So I just slapped a coat of wood filler on it, because otherwise we would see, the layers of the plywood come through. No matter how much sanding you do, it would show up. So filled in all the nail holes, filled in all the scratches and chips, smoothed out that surface. I got my sandpaper there to sand both sides of this. We got the primer there, so I got to get the top coat, let it dry enough to where I can flip it over and put on the bottom coat of the primer. This right here is the platform that we are setting inside the built-in. That'll lay on the carpet. That'll extend it out a foot. That way we can set the tree on there. This also doubles as a little bit more room for the tree. So the tree will probably come through about right here, and we'll have the topper that goes up. We couldn't find a topper that was small enough to fit under the shelf. So that's one of the reasons why we were wanting to cut it down. Now we can just go get any kind of topper we want, and it'll, fit through and look fine. We can also clean off the transformers off the shelf, because she has one of those Winter Wonderland sets, like the little houses and things. She collects those, or started last year. She's probably going to get more. That way we can set the whole thing up in this circle around the top of the tree, make it look all nice and Christmassy. So that's been sanded, that's been primed. This needs to be sanded and be primed. So I got to get this done. It's going to be the last project of this vlog. Because like I said, it's Sunday night. It's Sunday afternoon. It's going to be Sunday night. I'll be able to get this sanded and get the first primer on the top. And then sometime before bed, I got to flip it over, do the bottom, and then that's going to be it. Probably, maybe, we'll give you an update then. Just means I got to put a little bit editing throughout the week than normal. Not more, but, later. Usually I have the editing done on Sunday night, and it's rendered and uploaded to YouTube already and scheduled for Friday. I'm probably going to have to do that tomorrow, though. So I really need to get this done so that I can give it time to dry. I thought it was going to be kind of cold here in the garage, but it's a lot warmer than it is outside. So I was thinking I might have to take it into the basement where it's warmer still in there. But it's like, I'm not freezing. I don't feel cold. So it should dry up within time so that I can flip it and paint it. So I'm going to get this sanded and get this taken care of. And I'll give you an update at the end, and that'll be it. All right, so it is 8 o'clock Sunday night. I just put the coat on the bottom side. I had done, well, actually, this is technically the bottom. I did the bottom and the sides earlier, and I just now flipped this over to the top of the shelf and put the last coat, or the primer, on it. So now that's done. Parents are coming over tomorrow while I am at work, while we're all gone. Kids are at school while we're at work, to start painting the built-in. We're going to do it like the shelves beside it are done. The whole back is going to be painted the color of the walls, and the sides and the shelf, the top, the bottom, just the entire outline and the shelves are going to be painted the color of the trim. So we're going to have that. It's not going to be just one big whitewash. We'll have that difference in color, with the splash of color in the back, and then all encased in white. So it'll match the shelves that are already existing, which we're happy about, because sitting there thinking about, we were originally just going to do it all white, and that's going to be too whitewashed. Everything's just going to be glossed over. It's just going to focus your eyes there first, and not the way we want it to focus your eyes there first. It's not going to be oh, I like that built-in. It's going to be wow, that's bright. We don't want to do that. They're going to start painting and getting that finished up. And then later this week, we're going to figure out how to get the shelf reattached. Like I said, I'm wanting to put in those little pins. You drill a hole, you push a pin in, it lays on top of the pin. We're going to need to do a lot of them. But we're going to drill multiple holes up and down so that we can raise and lower the shelf depending on our needs, depending on how we want to, continue on with it. So that's it for today. Got a little bit of paint on my fingers, which is not really a good thing, because, see, one of the reasons why it's a good idea for my parents to come during the day while we're not here and paint is Tashelle has a latex allergy, and that includes when we're painting. It gets airborne. She can breathe it in. It can just kind of collect on her skin, and she breaks out into a small rash. So having everything painted while we're not home is ideal for her health. So I've got a little bit of paint on me now. Haven't had my shower today, so I'm going to go do that and get this off of it, to where I'm in no danger of getting any of it on her and her breaking out into a rash. So that's been it for this week. It's kind of sucked. We pushed through, but it still kind of sucked. So, like I said, we didn't get much filming yesterday. I didn't get any filming of anything we did yesterday. She fixed her truck. We did the shelves, or that built-in. My daughter had a friend come over to stay the night. My son had a birthday party that he needed to be dropped off to and picked up from. And then once all that was done, I sat down to relax with a Gundam kit and realized that I had gotten paid early, because payday's on Monday, but I got it. So I ordered the pay-per-view, AEW Full Gear, and watched that while messing with the Gundam, and that took, at least, it was all for me. That took a lot of stress of everything that's happened over the last few weeks, just kind of off my chest. Just a time to relax, doing two things I really liked and really love at the same time. It was great. So it's getting a little cold in here now. It's doing the straight line winds thing that we get, really hard winds blowing in. And of course, that insulation, that weather stripping is not good. The insulation under that door is not good. That's where the mice come in. So the wind's starting to blow in through all the cracks and make this a little cold. So this is probably gonna take a lot longer to cure tonight than the first time I did it 3 hours ago. But again, I'm not touching it till I think they're going to be working on the built-in. They probably won't get to these to do the coats of paint on these, but I'll see. We'll see. I don't know what all they're going to be able to do, but they can run circles around me when it comes to this type of work, and it's impressive. I'm really thankful for how much help that they give to me, my brothers, just on all of our projects. They're always willing to do it, and they know more than we do, and they do a better job than we do. So, always thankful for their help. So, I'm gonna go get my shower now. So, this is where I tell you all that stuff. So, follow me on Twitter, on Instagram. Handles are at the outro. Links are in the description. Like, share, subscribe. That's everything you can do for this video. Helps my channel and helps me. And I mean, I don't care if there's only ever 5 people watching any of my videos. I'm still going to put them out because they're fun to do and I like doing them. And I mainly started this so my kids can look back, way down the line. They can watch all these old videos and, learn stuff and just remember stuff and, all that. So I like doing this. I don't really care that if the channel explodes. I would really like that, though. That'd be kind of cool. So anything you can do to help, I'd greatly appreciate it. So thanks for watching. We'll see you later.